Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemis. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. CUC says the hospital owes them over $50 million, but who is going to try and collect it? Also tonight, lawmakers oppose the hospital's request to slash their utility bill rate. And it's been 5 years since Bloomberg published a scathing piece on the NMI's casino operator. We take an in-depth look. In sports, a look at who we can expect to meet in the athletics finals. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
What's the move?
April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. CNMI Public Law 21-17 restricts the usage of mobile electronic devices while operating a vehicle. In 2020, 3,142 people were killed in motor vehicle crashes involving distracted drivers. Eating or drinking while driving will undoubtedly require you to take your hands off the wheel at some point. Whether you're eating a burger or reaching for a drink, eating or drinking while driving will distract you from operating your vehicle safely. When you eat or become distracted while you drive, you're not focused on what's going on around you. If your eyes and focus are not on the road, your reaction time will be slower and delayed. Delayed reactions can cause serious car crashes, and in most cases, it only takes a split second. Drive safely, CNMI. You drive, you text, you pay. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety.
Mickey D's McCrispy. Formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, now has some respect on his name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Real talk. The Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich should have been named Spicy McCrispy from jump. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the WAMI and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, April 28, 2023. CUC continues to seek for a permanent executive director, one who meets court orders and is able to collect debt from the NMI government. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation continues their search for a qualified individual to lead the NMI's only utility system. Just this week, CUC lost two of its acting executive directors. Dallas Peavy was fired on Monday by then acting board chairwoman Janice Tenorio, and then its next appointed director, Crichton Verge, quit on Tuesday. Betty Terlahi is now named as the acting executive director. Tenorio, who was officially elected as board chairwoman on Thursday, told media partners that her goal is to find individuals to lead CUC.
That is my goal also as a chair, is to really do a fast pace on the closing of the JVA for the executive director and hire that individual so we can get going. Also, as you all aware, that our Creighton has resigned, so his position also will be announced probably today. JVA to look forward for a deputy executive director.
The loss of two CUC heads comes at a time where government agencies who have unpaid balances are being pressed to pay up or get disconnected.
It's unfortunate that people had to resign. That's beyond our control. We're trying our best to fill that positions. Unfortunately, COC is an agency that requires specialized individuals such as engineers, senior engineers, senior managers, and senior executives that we just need to kind of go out there and really search, continue the search and then place those individuals.
A stipulated order currently mandates that CUC hire an executive director with certain educational and professional background, such as a master's degree and 10 years experience in senior management. Tenorio says she doesn't expect Terlahi to fill in the position on a permanent level.
She's been with the corporation for a long time and she has institutional knowledge, but she has not uttered that she's interested in the executive position. Not only that, she does not meet the qualifications and the requirements that the stipulated order has.
Verge, whose resignation as acting executive director was effective 4:30 p.m. Thursday, did not attend the board meeting. The CUC board elected its officers with Tenorio as chair, Donald Brown as vice chair, and Alan Perez as secretary and treasurer. According to CUC's legal counsel, Hunter Hunt, CEDA chairman Franklin Borja is not allowed to hold office. Simon Sanchez, an appointee of Governor Ano Palacios, appeared before the Senate Committee of Executive Appointments and Government Investigation on Thursday afternoon. Chairwoman Selena Babauta says the committee will recommend his appointment to the full Senate body for their consideration. Lawmakers oppose the hospital's request to be billed at a commercial rate. Representative Vincent Audon states there will be consequences should the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation be granted their request to be billed at a commercial rate for water and wastewater instead of the government rate. Audon heads the House Committee on Public Utilities, Transportation, and Communications.
Should the legislature and the governor or the administration allows that to happen, CUC is stand to lose, I think 1.6 or close to $2 million in revenue. Guess who's going to absorb that? The ratepayers.
The public school system was the first government agency to be charged at a commercial rate back in 2013. Public Law 18-19 required that CUC waive the penalties and late fees and also allow revenue loss to be recovered only through government rate payers.
When PSS was placed on the commercial rate, CUC lost over $1 million in revenue. Guess who absorbed that? The ratepayers.
Audon is opposing the request to prevent other government agencies from asking the same thing.
Before this thing goes out of hand, you need to stop it and need to figure out how to properly manage and budget and conduct an energy audit in your building and figure out how to cut the cost. Because for every agency that is going to come and ask for a restructuring of rate, you might as well just forget the 3 rates and just have commercial, residential.
According to Audon, there is legislation at the Senate side who is supporting the hospital's request. He urges his colleagues to think twice.
I think they should better think twice before introducing that bill. Because I'm pretty sure that nobody in this room or out in public is looking forward to an increase in rate just because somebody got a break.
The committee says CUC has had a lot of political influence and legislative interventions in the past, which has led them to their current state.
How do we correct the wrongs of the past? And that's what we need to do. We need to address it. We've seen it. We've got the history. We're here in this moment. What are we going to do? And as committee members, we have to do something. And doing something is addressing the issue, making it public, and sitting down together with the collaborative partners, including CUC and CHCC.
CUC sent out disconnection notices and demand for payment letters to CHCC and the Department of Public Works on April 19. In a previous interview with CEO Esther Muña, she said that they were able to pay CUC $219,000 last week, an agreement they had with CUC and the administration, but it expired in September 2021. Muña says they were not notified of the expiration and continued to pay the agreed amount, which then accumulated its arrears. Muña did disclose they have been asking CUC to charge them the same rate as other health providers on the island since 2012. She says CUC continues to deny that request. And now the hospital has 6 days to give a down payment of $3 million to CUC or face disconnection of services. Their unpaid balance stands at $53.6 million. Hospital CEO Esther Muña appeared before the Senate Committee on Health, Education, and Welfare this afternoon, explaining their situation and stance on the issue. We'll have more on that Monday. Public Safety Awareness Month is just a few days away. And to kick off that event, CNMI law enforcement officers showcase their daily duties to students. Let's take a look. The month of May is Public Safety Awareness Month. Law enforcement agencies held an exhibit this morning at the Multipurpose Center to showcase what they deal with on a daily basis. Director Dave Maritita from the Alcoholic Beverage and Tobacco Control says their enforcement responsibilities is to protect economic resources. Some items on their display table included unauthorized imported beverages and vapes confiscated from students.
We do entertain, the schools when they call us with respect to, minors consuming alcohol at the school, because it does happen. And also smoking and also vaping. So that's our main responsibilities, to go out and enforce those part for, as our duties and responsibilities.
Another tent showcased gears and weapons used by police officers. According to Officer Mark Cruzet, the rapid response team is called when there are high-risk situations.
Any hostage situations, active shooters. We even deal with, we work with CIDs as well, together with helping out with arrest warrants, search warrants.
8th grader Althea was given a chance to gear up as an officer on the rapid response team and even held a rifle.
It felt new because it felt very interesting.
Police dogs were also out and about this morning. Media Partner speaks with Officer Giovanni Taitingfung, who introduced us to K9 Nike.
Our duties is pretty much, felonies. If there's a suspect who was to flee from felony cases, we're there to make sure that the community is safe, by utilizing the K9 and hopefully apprehending the individual, as well as detect the odor of narcotics here in the CNMI.
Nike has been trained to sniff out meth, cocaine, and heroin, but the job does have its challenges.
For me, it's just really maintaining that the training, the dog himself. There's a lot of maintenance, the health, keeping that bond strong, because he's my partner out there, and I rely on him, he relies on me, so a lot of time with the dog.
Officer Jasper Manakop demonstrates impaired driving and how it can affect your ability to be on the road with others.
So these goggles, it basically just shows how it will look like if you were to drink like a few cans of beers.
This student tells us it was hard to drive.
I ran over the black on the cone.
Okay, so why is it important that to not drink and drive?
Because you might end up in a car crash.
During the month of May, police will raise awareness and enforce their message on public safety.
My doctor gave me the pills, so they must be safe, right? If taken exactly as prescribed, short-term use can be safe, but painkillers have real risk. Misusing an opioid painkiller can cause serious harm, including addiction and death, and misuse can happen quite easily. Make sure you never mix them with alcohol, antidepressants, sedatives, or sleep aids. And if you are prescribed an opioid, you need to tell your doctor about any other drugs, including herbal supplements that you are taking. It only takes a little to lose a lot.
This project was supported by a grant from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation. Contents are solely the responsibility of CHCC and do not necessarily represent the official views of the CDC or the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Location, location, location. Office space on Capitol Hill available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park. With natural light and ocean views, it's the perfect place for creative professionals. So upgrade your life and your working environment. Schedule an exclusive showing now. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. It's been just over 5 years since Bloomberg ran an article about Imperial Pacific and the casino industry on Saipan. At the time, the casino was still operating, and they threatened to sue Bloomberg over allegations in the article, although it's unclear to us whether they actually did. Tonight, we take a look back at the author of the article and the governor's reaction, as well as the reaction from the Commonwealth Casino Commission.
We set out to do engaging and factual and fair narratives, and I hope we did that here. I don't hope, I know we did that here.
Meet Matt Campbell, the author of the Bloomberg piece titled "A Chinese Casino Has Conquered a Piece of America." Details of the article imply collusion between the Torres administration and Imperial Pacific International. We asked Campbell about claims by Governor Ralph Torres that the article was politically motivated.
I have no political agenda. I have no horse in the Marianas elections. I have no favored candidates or anything like that. My views of the governor and of what's happening in Saipan are purely informed by my reporting, and I don't think that any suggestion to the contrary is appropriate.
Campbell then traveled from London to Saipan in September of 2017. Not sure what he was going to find, Campbell says he began cultivating sources that paid off.
Within a day or two on the island, speaking to people in civil society, people in politics, people in the business world, I was convinced that there is something very important going on in Saipan, and that it's something that really was undercovered in the broader national and international press.
He stands by the accuracy of the story.
One thing that I hope people on the island know is that every word in that story, all 5,000 and something words of it, every word is something we've sweated over, so to speak. We are very, very careful about the language we use, and we make sure to only publish what we are sure we can support factually.
When asked about the possible threat of a lawsuit,
obviously, I can't comment on any legal proceeding.
And when it comes to the impression by some that the article is one-sided and targets the governor, Campbell disagrees.
I think the piece is fair. I think we did what we always set out to do, which is lay out the facts and lay out the narrative in an engaging way. We and I have no political agenda in general, and certainly not in the CNMI. And I think anyone who has worked with me in the past or has worked with Bloomberg knows we adhere to the absolute highest journalistic standards. So I do feel the piece is fair, and I wouldn't have published it if I didn't feel it was fair.
Now let's take a look at then Governor Torres' reaction to the article shortly after it was published.
There's certain comments that was made about my brothers. Again,
they're here. They came to purchase one of my sister-in-law's property. Just like I'm sure that a lot of folks have sold their properties or leased their properties. And so there's nothing else I'm going to answer other than it's there, and whatever it is.
And on behalf of allegations of a corruption by the CNMI government, Governor Torres says,
They said that 100% of all requests made is granted by the government. Mind you that there's a bill that I line item vetoed, $3 million tax waiver for the Sunshine. I line item vetoed that part. So that allegation, if it is everything 100%, why did I line item a $3 million tax exempt? If it is, why is Best Sunshine not exempt from the excise tax?
Governor Torres says he is certain of one thing: this article is politically motivated.
Just the right timing, just the questions one-sided. I mean, it's all focused on myself and my whole family.
Torres says he wonders why the Bloomberg reporter did not look at other lawyers and other properties that were sold by IPI. He says his family was singled out from the 100 of other properties bought by Best Sunshine.
Yet, I am running for governor, and the target is me, of course. And
when asked who is making him the target, Governor Torres says he doesn't want to accuse people. When Bloomberg reporter Matt Campbell came to Saipan, Torres tells us the writer did reach out to his staff, but he did not personally meet with him for an interview. However, Representative Ed Probst did and is quoted.
I stand by that statement. I still believe that the casino essentially calls the shots on everything. Look past to every legislation that has benefited the casino. We've had opportunities to either tax them or reassess new fees, and we don't do it.
Governor Torres also says allegations of him conspiring with IPI are untrue.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, obviously not. And I would like to see a contract. I would like to see where is it that I am on payroll.
And finally, the Commonwealth Casino Commission's reactions, who at the time said they were considering taking legal action.
As far as corruption is concerned, that boy, whoever wrote that article, should get his head out of his and prove your allegation.
One of 5 casino commissioners, Joe Rages, says the Bloomberg article is a lie, and the allegations that the CCC is unfit to regulate the casino is wrong, and he takes it personally.
I personally get offended on that, okay, because I'm not corrupt, and none of us are corrupt, and to me, prove it. I think, I challenge him to prove it.
The chair of the Casino Commission nearly broke into tears thinking about the allegations inside the article.
It's really hurt my feeling. It's got me similar. You're doing our job. We're not corrupt yet.
Juan Sablon says the commission does everything they can to keep IPI compliant.
Every meeting that we attend, we question IPI on every detail.
He goes on to say that any corrupt allegations hurts him.
Just broke my heart.
Some on the commission chalk the article up to politics on a national level.
But most people who understand the national scene would know that Bloomberg is a far-left organization. If you're in the media, you know it is. So is the NBC. They're all affiliates of this. If you're a Republican, you're not a friend of Bloomberg.
Executive Director of the Casino Commission, Edward De Leon Guerrero, says the only reason Bloomberg covered this story is because it's an easy target on their political agenda.
If you're Trump, you're not a friend of Bloomberg. And if you support Trump, which this governor is a strong supporter of President Trump, you obviously will not be a friend of Bloomberg. And I believe that IPI, since they opened, they were here criticizing. It appears like IPI seems to be the low-lying fruit. Easy to pick, easy to criticize.
With that being said, the Commonwealth Casino Commission is considering their options when it comes to lawsuits against Bloomberg.
Our issues is looking at the entire article, if there's anything there illegal. And we're also looking at not only the Bloomberg article, but also other comments made by other people locally, whether those statements constitute defamation.
De Leon Guerrero says even with free speech, no one can get away with speaking lies, which he believes the Bloomberg article is.
But I can assure you that there are limits and there are accountability on what you say and what you print. And if you're printing false lies, incorrect statements, whoever the writer is or whoever the person speaking it must be held accountable.
According to our news files, the CCC did not file suit against Bloomberg, and unclear if Imperial Pacific's threat to file actually went anywhere. Campbell has recently published a book called Dead in the Water. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We have sports up next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific, better together.
All workers have the right to a safe workplace. Employers must provide a workplace that is free from recognized hazards and comply with applicable OSHA standards, including proper reporting of injuries. Training needs to be done in a language and vocabulary employees can understand, and an OSHA information poster must be displayed prominently in the workplace. Workers, you have the right to raise a safety or health concern with your employer or OSHA without being retaliated against, and request an OSHA consultation of your workplace if you believe there are unsafe or unhealthy conditions. OSHA can help. Free assistance to identify and correct hazards is available to small and medium-sized employers without citation or penalty. So look out, speak up, and stay safe. Job safety and health, it's not only good practice, it's the law. Check out OSHA.gov or call 664-3154 or 3155.
Location, location, location. Office space on Capitol Hill available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park. With natural light and ocean views, it's the perfect place for creative professionals. So upgrade your life and your working environment. Schedule an exclusive showing now. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
Buenas sports fans.
Middle and high school students meet on the track to see who gets into the championship rounds. The PSS Old School Athletics final qualifying event for the middle and high school divisions was held last Saturday at the Oleai Sports Complex. Here are the results for the 200-meter event. In the boys 14 and under, 5 heats were held with 34 runners from 10 different schools. Christopher Cruz of Dandan Middle School topped his division by crossing the finish line first in 25.03 seconds. Saipan International School's Audie Scott Iacopo and Moshe Sikko took the second and third spots. Iacopo's time is 25.94, while Sikko is 26.58. In the girls 14 and under, 4 heats were held for 36 runners from 10 different schools in the Enamine. The fastest runner is Isabel Lenteja from Tinian Junior Senior High School. Her time is 28.35 seconds. Second place is Paige Blanco of Chacha Ocean View. Her time is 30.61 seconds. And Barbara Wang of Agape Christian School took the third spot with a time of 30.88 seconds. In the boys 18 and under, 4 heats were held with 29 runners from 7 different schools. Theodore Rogers of Grace Christian Academy was the fastest with a time of 23.65 seconds.
Let's go, come on, come on!
Second place is Matthew Sarmiento of Tinian Junior Senior High School. He finished the 200 meter in 24.70 seconds. And third place, Cody Shimuzu of Marianas High School with a time of 24.97 seconds. In the girls 18 and under, 3 heats were held for 17 runners from 7 different high schools. Casey Cruz of Saipan Southern High topped her division by completing the 200 meter in 28.35 seconds. Followed by Philomena Lonisa Iacopo of Saipan International School with a time of 28.45 seconds. And Eduardina Flamar of Cagman High School completed the top 3 by crossing the finish line in 30.54 seconds. The PSS/McDonald's Old School Athletics Championship rounds are scheduled for May 5th, Friday, and May 6th, Saturday at the Oleai Sports Complex Track and Field.
What's the move? Catch a groove. She said, where you going? What's the move? Kinda wild out. Catch a groove. What's the move?
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Goat's Gym, and today we're going to go over the cable lat pull down. Now, what we want to remember with machine-based exercises, there's really no right or wrong way of doing it. There's multiple ways of executing the exercise. What you'll often see is lifters executing the exercise in this fashion, and instead of working the muscles of your upper back, you're just irritating the shoulder joint, which is what you don't want. All right, let's clean that up a little bit. Let's sit upright a little bit more. Okay, as you get a full stretch, bring it down with your elbows coming in. So in general, as you set up this way, you're going to be feeling majority of the impulse right here, which is your lats. Okay. He's getting a full stretch and he's getting a full squeeze in the bottom.
And for your KSPN weather report, today mostly sunny with isolated showers, east wind around 18 miles per hour and gusts as high as 26 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers, east wind 13 to 17 miles per hour and gusts up to 23 miles per hour. High 85, low 78, humidity is at 77%. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with isolated showers, east wind 14 to 20 miles per hour and gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. High 85, low 78, your marine forecast in east wind 20 knots, wind waves 4 feet, northeast swell 5 to 6 feet tonight and Saturday. East wind 20 knots, wind waves 4 feet, northeast swell 6 to 7 feet, becoming east Saturday night. Sunrise will be at 5:55 a.m., high tide at 12:11 p.m., low tide 8:18 p.m., and sunset 6:33 p.m. And there you have it. That is your weekend edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the Marianas. Thank you so much for watching the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a great weekend, a great night, and we'll see you back here on Monday.